Hi, welcome back to the highest rock, the sweetest nectar, how to get the most of your life, how to get the most of our lives, actually, part 2. To achieve that, some people set themselves goals, milestones. They point at some place, at some activity, at something, at some rock, and they say, you see that? I will be there one day. And they say, you see that? I will achieve that one day. And they say, you see that? I will taste that nectar one day. Some goals are impressive and some goals are not so impressive. But anyway, there are many goals we can choose from, and to that goals many paths are leading. Okay. Now, which path and which goal we will choose, that depends also from our starting point. Some people start their journey life higher, and some people start their life journey lower. And of course, some goals are lower and some goals are higher. But there are also people which don't need to plan, they don't need to set themselves any particular goals to be satisfied, to receive nectar from life. They can stay in one place doing one activity, and that's fine with them. Okay? They enjoy here and now, they enjoy the moment. They can find pleasure anywhere, if they are here they will enjoy, if they are there they will enjoy. They can enjoy in any situation doing any kind of activity. So similar to this group is another group, but they usually do travel. They do many activities. They go here, there, everywhere, up, down, they return back, they go, they try this activity and that they find pleasure there. They try another activity and they are satisfied with that also. So they usually don't do any particular planning. They are spontaneous, and the goal is the way. They enjoy the way. And there are people which are doing basically the same thing but with different motivation. They don't enjoy this, so they try another thing, and they don't enjoy that and they try another thing. And at the end they're completely, disappointed. And they can sing, I can get no satisfaction, and I tried and I tried and I tried. And there are still others which also cannot enjoy the moment here and now, but they manage to find themselves a appealing goal, a goal which is appealing to them, okay? And they live for that goal. Now, they might have a plan how to achieve that goal, how to get there, and they might be also focused on that. Or they might only imagine how nice it will be if they will get there someday. But no, many people, they never manage to get there, and so they are disappointed pretty much. And even if they get there, they could be disappointed also, okay? Because when they get there, they might see that goal was not what they thought it was, okay? The goal didn't give them so much satisfaction as they thought it would. And therefore they are full of regret. Oh, how silly was I, you see? I didn't enjoy life. I was focused only on that goal, and anything which I thought it is connected with that goal. I didn't care for anything else. I wasted my life. How can we understand that? Let's say you are a cow, if you can imagine that. And if you can imagine, let's say this is grass, nearly identical, left and right, two sets of nearly identical grass, okay? Now from your point of view, where you are at, you look at grass, it's not very tasty, it's not very attractive, it's not very green. But when you look at your neighbor's grass, it's much greener. See, it could be greener, it could be more green, it could be less tasty, less green, but it could be the same, you see. The only thing here which is different is perspective. And therefore, when you get there, it might happen that you could be disappointed, because you see here, it is the same grass. It's not tasty, it's the same, and you could be very much disappointed. And then when you turn back and see your old grass, your own, which you have left, you regret. you look at that and see and say, how silly was I that I left that? Okay. I guess billions of people have experienced something similar in their lives. But let me give you just one example. Many people want to become celebrity, famous, but when they become famous, they are usually very much disappointed because they see that is not the thing they have wanted. So they regret, oh, I'm so famous. I wish I would never become famous. And that kind of people is usually pretty much aggressive because the goal is more important than the way for them. Okay? They are prepared to do anything to attain their goals. If necessary, they are prepared to beat the competition, okay, just to attain their goal. And if they don't achieve their goals, they again usually are very much aggressive. They might show that aggression towards others or toward themselves. Okay, they might kill themselves, in an instant with a pistol, different ways, or they will just, destroy themselves step by step, taking drugs or something similar. And if they achieve their goal again and are not satisfied with that, that means that the goal was not that what they hoped it would be. They again could be very much aggressive. They can show again this aggression toward themselves or toward others also. So, and if they like the goal, okay, and they get nectar from that, they have to protect their position, and again they have to be aggressive to prevent others to take that nectar from them. Now, I have already mentioned that sometimes we don't achieve our goals. Okay. Now, sometimes that happens because of our stupidity or our mistake. But sometimes, or many times, that happens because of something of external circumstances which prevents us to achieve our goals. Okay. And even if we don't have any particular goal, if we are just enjoying life, enjoying nectar, okay, something happens from outside that destroys our fun. Now, since we are watching movie filmed on the mountain, on the hill, we might say that it's rolling stones or falling rocks that prevents our enjoyment. And what is our typical reaction? Well, at first, we usually don't accept that. We don't accept reality. We don't accept the fact. We don't accept the truth. We deny reality, we deny the truth, we deny the fact. Okay, this is not happening to me, we say. This is not real. See, that is first reaction. And then we might say everything is without sense now. And why should I live? We might even kill ourselves. Now that was the group of people which doesn't accept the reality. And then we have another group for which it seems like it accepts reality, but actually it doesn't. They say, we have to suffer, we have accepted that, we have accepted the reality, but we have to suffer, and that's everything what it is. And they are waiting for the end, and they think that at the end everything will be great. Some people think that they will just die and that's what it is. And some people are hoping that they will be reborn or they will live some kind of life after death. And they are hoping that at that time everything will be great. And then we have a group which we could call positive group. They are like motivators. Okay, they say, okay, that thing happened, so what, I have lost one arm, one leg, pretty much all my beauty was gone, health, everything. I have headaches all the time, 23 hours per day. But still, I can enjoy my life, okay? I can enjoy nectar. And they say also, could say, there are no problems, no obstacles, but just only opportunities. And people are fascinated with them. Okay. Now they might also say, yes, this rock has fallen here on our path, so we cannot continue this way, but maybe we can find another way toward our goal. But if not so, even if not so, we can find ourselves another goal. So no problem, only opportunities. Take a look on these two flies now. One might say, there are no obstacles, only opportunities, you see. Your loss is my gain. And some people look on the life like that. Now what if all those groups of people are right in one sense and wrong in another one? How could that be, you could ask. It's not possible, you might say. Well, I will tell you and you will be the judge. Now, this is only a hill. Okay, trees grow here. But if this would be a high mountain, there would be no trees. And what do you do on such a mountain when you hear falling rock? You look up. And the next thing, what do you do? You look for a way, you search for the way how to avoid the impact. Okay, you try to avoid the falling rock. And what else can we say? Now, we can say that the place where the rock falls, that's not the place to stay, that's not the place to be, that's not the place to have fun. We can be there for a short while, but we should be eager to get out of there. Okay? Now you see, those people who say we have to suffer, we have to stay here and wait are wrong. Could be wrong, okay? Could be wrong for now. Okay? What if they are wrong? Well, that's great, you see. And we should search for a solution, for the way or for the ways how to get out of there. Where? Now you see, the lower we go, the greater is the impact of the falling rocks. But if we go above the point where the rock falls, we are safe. Okay? Does such a place exist? That's the question. So the last group of people who were like positive people were right. We should search for the highest goal, you know, higher than the falling rock is. And we should search the ways or the way how to get there. But they were wrong in insisting in stay there, you know. Their goals and their paths were too low. That was their mistake. Now, which group I haven't mentioned yet? The group which is full of bitterness. Now, they might be wrong in that they insist in staying there in the dangerous place. They don't try to look for a path, the way. And that's why they could be also wrong in that they are full of bitterness, you see. Because if you know the way to the safe place where everything will be okay, you are not full of bitterness, you are optimistic, you are full of hope, you are enthusiastic, but you are never full of bitterness. And even more, what if we can on the way up also enjoy? We can taste nectar. Maybe it's a little bit different nectar, but maybe it's better nectar we can taste on the way up. Okay? Now, but they might be right in hoping for the death. Okay? Maybe this body needs to die, that we will attain that safe place. But maybe only something else needs to die. Maybe wrong ideas need to die. Okay, we will examine those things. So you see, maybe these falling rocks or any kind of problems we are facing in our lives are only friendly warning of some kind. Maybe something or someone is trying to warn us that we are in danger. This is not the place to be. Maybe that thing or that person is trying to save us. But because we maybe, just maybe, we have corrupted hearts and corrupted minds, because we don't mind for each other, we don't mind for our children or the whole humanity, for our friends or people who hate us. We don't mind for them, we don't care for them. Maybe that's why we don't perceive that as a friendly warning, but as an hostile act. Okay, could it be that our minds don't understand that correctly? People say for many things, this is impossible, that is impossible, but still there are many other people who try to achieve that, and many times they are successful doing that. Okay? Now similarly, you might say, this is impossible, such place, such safe place where we can really enjoy the nectar for eternity, or maybe for a long period of time, it's just an illusion, it doesn't exist. Well, that's your opinion. I know the answer, by the way. Okay? Now, there are many questions, not only one. First question is, does such place exist? We have to answer that. And how, the next one would be, how can we get there? And so on and so forth. There are many questions. But first, we will answer the question, does the spiritual world exist? In such a way that you will know, for sure. Now, many people quarrel between themselves. Some people say spiritual world does not exist, and they quarrel with another group of people who say spiritual world exists, and they quarrel all the time. They use mainly bad arguments. Okay, and what can we say? They don't know. They don't have a clue, mostly. And then, the next question is, can we get there? Are we spiritual beings, or are we only this material body? When this material body stops functioning, is that the end of everything? Or can we get to the spiritual world if it exists? Okay, what kind of spiritual world is it? And so on and so forth. Maybe there is judgment at the end, maybe it isn't, you see. Maybe we die and we choose ourselves what kind of life we will live in next life. Okay, maybe there is reincarnation, we are reborn in this or that body. Maybe we get a spiritual body, okay, or maybe there is the end of everything. So, is there a judgment? That's also an important question. Or is there not a judgment? And if there is a judgment, who will judge us? What are the criteria of judgment? That's very important. If there is no judgment, you can do pretty much everything what you want. There will be no consequences. Maybe not positive nor negative. Okay? But if there is judgment, we might do something which is right, or we might do something which is wrong. So it's important to know what is right and what is wrong. Okay? Some people say, you might kill yourself or others if you have problems. Okay? If you need food or if you need satisfaction, rape others, kill others, no problem. Everything will be fine. But can you know that for sure? Okay. Some people, the life is too much for them and they kill themselves, hoping that this will solve the suffering. But maybe the real suffering will only begin because what they have done was wrong. Okay, and they will be judged. Let's say Buddhists, they don't kill themselves because that would worsen the situation. So they believe in reincarnation. So you see, if they kill themselves, they will be born again, reborn in the same body or in the worst condition. okay? And they don't want that. They want to end this life forever, and they follow the way where they can kill themselves spiritually forever, that they may cease to exist. That's their way, their path to death, to the final destructions. You see, they don't kill themselves with the gun, because if they would kill themselves with a gun, they would be born again. That's not solution of the problem, okay? The solution of the problem, as they see it, is to completely kill themselves, to enter nirvana, where everything ceases to exist. Now, there are many views on nirvana. There are many Buddhists, and they have different point of views, but that's usually how the Buddhism is understood, or at least I understand the Buddhism like that, okay? I might be wrong. So you have just seen on one example how different ideas which we have about the spiritual world influence our lives in different way. So it's very important what kind of ideas we have about spiritual life. Some people don't want to listen about spiritual things. Oh, that's rubbish, they say. I don't have time for that rubbish, they say also. You see, I care only for the real world. But you see, they cannot they cannot see how that ideas influence the real life. Okay? And it's very important, not that you have an opinion. Many people say many things. I don't care about that. I want to know the truth. I want to live the right way. I want to be safe, okay? Now, if you like more adventures, you don't need to worry, because this way is also full of adventures. It's not boring, I can tell you that. And let me continue with the judgment. Is there judgment? Who will judge us if there is a judgment? Maybe we will judge ourselves. In that case, there will be practically no judgment, okay? Maybe other souls or spirits, or I don't know who, friends, enemies will judge us, okay? Demons, angels, I don't know. You can call them whatever you like. Maybe impersonal force is the judge, okay? Or maybe there is a being, higher being, which has that force. And some people believe that. Some people believe that that being is evil, okay? And they try to take that force from him. Well, how do they plan to do that? How do they plan to take his force from him? Well, they will try to use his force to take his force from him. Is that reasonable or not? I don't know. You be the judge. But they also have the idea that if the whole humanity joins together in one thought, in one religion, they will have enough force, enough power to do that. And then the whole humanity will become God. Okay? That's the plan. And maybe, just maybe, God is a nice person, a nice he, she, it. Okay? Maybe. So you see, there are many possibilities what the reality looks like. So how can we know the truth? Well, I have already said to you that some truth is in us and some truth is right in front of our noses. The only question is, are we prepared to invest some time in investigating that? How much time? Couple of hours. Okay? Are we willing to invest that? What could be the gain? The gain could be everything. And if we don't do that, what could be our loss? Well, it might happen that we will be left with nothing, that we will lose everything. It's our choice. What we will do with our lives, it's up to us. What will you do with your life? It's up to you. And what will I do with my life? It's up to me. I wish you all the best. Till next time, be well and bye-bye.